everybody. You're on the scene with Micheline. This episode features part one of a panel discussion with Yvette Williams, Boots Ferguson, Shaka and Cohen Cosby. We'll catch up with the viral sensation Keedron Bryant and close things out with a performance by round of applause.
Hi everybody, I'm Micheline Bowman and you are now on the scene. Let me tell you, today's show is filled with so much that I'm going to get right into it. I have had the great honor and pleasure of inviting some of my family into my studio home to sit back and talk about race relations, white supremacy, the election, COVID-19, just different things that are affecting us all. And we're going to give you our opinion and our ideas on how it is changing or maybe rearranging the way things are going on in the world right now. Plus, I am so super excited that I get to introduce and share with you the incomparable young singer Keedron Bryant. If the name doesn't sound familiar, I'm sure you have heard of the song, I Just Want to Live, a song written by his mother that went viral. And because of that one song, this young man's life has been changed forever. And I'm going to interview him and find out all the great things about him because I just want to know how he's living now. And of course, I know you all love the music that we have on the show, so we're going to close it out with a great performance by round of applause. So stay where you are or go run and get a drink and come back because you are now on the scene.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Micheline Bowman and I am so excited that I can announce that The Hemp is now my official sponsor for all of my brands. Vitamins, fruits, everything you need in a can that makes you feel so good. The Hemp wellness drinks, energy drinks, shots, fruits, vegetables in a can, all for y'all. They are my sponsors. Yes. I'm so excited. Hi, and welcome to On the Scene with Micheline. I am your host, Micheline Bowman, and I am so excited that I'm sitting here and surrounded by all this Black excellence around me. We wanted to do something special for the beginning of the year. I wanted to have a sit-down conversation and just invite some people to give their open and honest opinions about some things that have been going on in the world. You know, we're coming off of a new presidential election. We have, new party in the White House, and, politics is always a topic of discussion, at least for me, and I hope it is for you. Also, racism, that is something I don't think that will ever go away. But everybody has their own individual ideas about it. So right now, I want to just get right into it and introduce, these are my family. Can I call y'all family? I feel like, we've been behind the scenes discussing some family business. We had a little libations to get it kicked off. I'm telling their business, y'all. No, we didn't. I had water. Really, I did. But I want to start here with my sister girl, Miss Yvette Williams. Yvette has worked in politics for over 20 years. I can't believe that, but she says she has. And she joins us to provide a Gen X female perspective. So we got to hold it down for the females, okay?
Absolutely.
We're going to do that. Next to her, we have Shaka. Now, I'm loving this. The Angry Black Rant. Soul Food Sundays podcast co-host. I love that name. You're not angry, are you?
No, not today.
Okay. Not yet. And then here to my right, I have Mr. Cohen Cosby. He is a serial entrepreneur, digital marketing expert, and founder of Cosby Digital Marketing. So thank you for joining me. And next to him, we have Mr. Boots Ferguson. He is a business owner of Boots, Birds, and Barbecue Catering, and a former internet radio show host. Thank you all for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
So let's just get right into it. Politics. I mean, that is a topic that I think individually we all have our ideas about what has happened and what's happened in the White House. So being a female up here with me, Yvette, I want to start with you. How do you feel right now with this new administration?
Well, first and foremost, I want to say thank you for having this important topic and having this important discussion in such a timely fashion. It's not only Black History Month, but also an historical time when we have the first Black and Southeast Asian Vice President of the United States. That is something to celebrate. But overall, personally, I feel relieved. That said, the work is not done. We have unfinished business. And if anything showed us from 2020 with the murder of George Floyd, we have so much work to do. So thank you.
Okay, Mr. Cohen, how do you feel with this new presidential election that has happened and who's in the White House taking over the reins?
I feel relieved that we do have a new administration. I feel like I've been campaigning myself. I had like a personal dog in the race. One of my good college friends, former roommates, is strategic communications director for Biden throughout the campaign. So I've been just rocking with him even through some of the times that Biden wouldn't necessarily been the candidate I would have supported. But to see your close personal friends in position to, prosper in that way, sometimes you just gotta, give it up for your folks. So the election has affected my life personally in that way, in terms of how I moved and how we moved as a group. Like, depending on who won and who did this, it was life decisions for me. So I felt like I was campaigning as well, but I'm happy that Trump lost and that we do have some sense of stability at this point.
Right now, I'm going to do a little segue because, yes, Trump has lost, but there are lots of Black people who still support him, which, people like, I'm surprised who would support him, and there are a lot of Black men that support him until this day, even though he's no longer in the White House. So, Boots, talk about that. How do you feel about Black men supporting Donald Trump? And do you know any?
I'm probably pretty sure I probably do. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. But if I had to guess, I think it relates to power, right? I think that one of the things Trump stood on was power over people, power over policy, just power in general, by any means necessary. And I think that resonated to a lot of men, period, and definitely a lot of Black men who want power. And I think that is the reason why a lot of our brothers kind of supported him and who he was and what he represented.
Yeah, I want you to piggyback off of that, Shaka. Why do you think that there are such a large number of Black men supporting Donald Trump? Because there is no black or white when it comes down to what we all saw on television, what he has said, what he has tweeted. I mean, it is what it is. But still and yet, as a race, I am shocked.
I mean, I'm shocked when any Black person or Black man or woman supports Republicans because our policies are just anathema to what we want or what we need. But I don't think most of us support. I mean, maybe 12 to 20% might have supported. It means at least 80% of us didn't support Trump. So I'll just say that. But I think a lot of the Black men that supported Trump do it because they share his narcissistic ethos. I mean, he's narcissistic. So a lot of brothers that are, might not be really learned because Trump is very unlearned, and he's unlearned, but he's confident. So there's a lot of confident Black men that don't know a lot, and they resonate. Trump resonates with those brothers.
I hear you say, "Oh man."
That's a great point.
And that's just one type. Then there's other types of Black men and Black people that are just conservative by nature. They want to be white adjacent. So I think that's that. But then there's the Trump is also a grifter. So he brought in a whole new influx of Black Republicans that are just easy money. It's low-hanging fruit. If you be a Black Republican, you get airspace on Fox and different publications. It's an easy route to success.
As a race, we talked off camera about this, how we're not the lesser. The world wants to view African Americans or Black people, however you identify yourself, as the lesser. But we are the kings. We are the queens. We do wear the crowns. And it's just things are coming full circle. With the whole Capitol Hill debacle, as I call it, you cannot tell me again that if the situation was different, if they had been brown people who look like us that had done this, I truly don't think that we would be sitting here. I think that, it would have been a massacre.
Oh, it would have been casualties immediately. I was an organizer for a couple different protests in the city over the summer, over George Floyd and around Breonna Taylor and things of that nature. And I can tell you, during that time, there was no way we could have stormed the Capitol. There's no way we could have stormed the Lincoln Memorial. We couldn't have stormed any of those federal buildings because the National Guard was already in place. It wasn't they didn't have to call them to come. They were already in place. I mean, helicopters flying all around us and everything. And so the way that whole situation was handled was completely different. I mean, Trump at the time had riot police, tear gas, and move people out of the way just so he could take a picture. So that he wouldn't allow, it wouldn't have been allowed for black folks to storm the Capitol, let alone get in the building.
Would have made it to the steps.
Not at all. Not at all.
I believe because it's on a normal day, you can't even just walk up there and get past. No.
Yes, I know you guys remember the story of the sister who drove her car over the barrier that was almost a quarter mile or a long distance from the actual Capitol, and they shot her down. I can't remember her name. Yeah, I think it's similar to that. I'm sorry that her name escapes me, but
she did me again. She was killed.
Killed. Absolutely, with a baby in the car that could have also been killed.
Well, that goes into the deference that's shown to white counterparts versus any black protesters or anybody else that's having their say. And I want to also interject the fact that this has been a long time coming. January 6th did not shock me. It disgusted me, but it did not shock me.
Agreed.
Let's not get it twisted. This was a long, long time in the making. And also, Trump is not the cause. He is a symptom of the broader problem. We've been dealing with this for 402 years. Our first time around trying to do this, our first construction led to the fact that about 7 or 10 years, we got the first black senator down in Mississippi, Hiram Revels, and there was moves toward integration of black males to vote. Notice no black females, black males to vote, but we're gonna move forward. That stopped in its tracks. 1920, you get the female right to vote, 19th Amendment, no black women. Fast forward to Civil Rights Act, 1964. Voting Rights Act, 1965. We take 2 steps forward, 10 steps back. Now we're dealing with voter suppression. Look at what's going on in Georgia State Legislature right now. 2 bills introduced to help further suppress that vote. We need a third Reconstruction. I'm not the first to come up with that concept, but we need to go all the way with it now. Now is our time to step up and lead and say no more. We will be treated like humans. We need to not miss our opportunity. Otherwise, we will be dealing with the same stuff, kids, grandchildren, 2-3 generations down for something that should have been handled a long time ago.
And that's the thing. You think about, like you said, for civil rights, it really wasn't that long ago. And you look to see what changes have really happened since then. It's like really a generation and then some ago that this has happened. And still, I'm thinking of my parents, what they endured, and they thought that I'd have a better life. And I'm still hoping for my kids to have a better life. And I have a grandchild, and I want her to have it. I'm thinking, it really wasn't that long ago.
We were lulled into a false sense of security. After Barack Obama got elected, there was this whole phrase of post-racial. We are post-racial. We don't see color. We're colorblind. No, that was just a prelude for things to simmer in the background to get to where we are now. 2042, 43, 44, 45, whatever census number you want to believe, that is a key date. That's when we will be majority minority in this country in our lifetime, period. And that the fact is we are browning. The globe is brown, the world is brown. And this is about a power grab.
We talked about that. Let's switch topics and talk about white supremacy. I want to know, when you hear the words white supremacy, Cohen, what does that trigger to you? Or what does that do when you hear that word?
A fact of life. Like I've experienced that my entire life of being conscious of it. From being a child, how you're conditioned through television, how you're conditioned in school, through the media, and your physical occurrences of it. Like me becoming of age, going shopping, going shopping in Georgetown, going shopping in Bethesda. Like I like to dress, so I want to go to nice places. But being a young black man in these nice places and spaces, you get to understand what passive racism is, passive white supremacy is active. When you get followed around the store, it feels a little bit more active when, the way you present your credit card, the way the energy you get, right? The overall energy and feel that you get to understand, what spaces you're accepted in and what spaces you're not accepted in. So that's what I think of.
I want to hear your thought. If someone says white supremacy, how does that make you feel?
Well, I mean, one, like you said, it's a fact of life. It's real. I mean, it's a folk supremacy because they're not really supreme beings, but they set a structure, a construct, not just in this country but worldwide, where they are the hierarchy through might. So, I think when we say white supremacy, we're talking about it's an evil, it's like a disease. But I think for a lot of white people, that it's supported by a lot of white people. But I think what the Trump administration showed us is that white supremacy don't really work for white people either. Like Mitch McConnell is a white supremacist, but he don't care about your color. It's about money. So his state is one of the poorest states in the nation, and it's mostly white people that support him. They send him there year after year, but they're dying. So I think, like I said, the beauty is that white people are waking up. Like these are protests, these shit, George Floyd. I was proud by most of the white people. Mm-hmm. So they're finally realizing, not all of them, they're finally realizing that little privilege they get. So what? They might not get killed by the cops as quick as us, but they still losing their pensions. They still got their health care. They're dying. They lead us in dying now.
They had negative birth rate.
So it's not working. And it's finally starting to sink in. So that's why I know when you said earlier that you don't really believe in the term, but the term is a cancer and it needs to be spoken. It needs to be presented to the country as a cancer. January 6th was an example of what that cancer, culminated to.
And you get to see how important the white identity is, right? Because like he said, it's a global thing. White identity crosses borders, right? White people in Israel, they consult white people in America, in Europe, in Australia, and Austria, right? Because they understand the white identity gives them power. Just like a poor hick, he can latch onto that white identity, even though these other ethnic minorities are doing better than him, are physically, emotionally, mentally, financially are doing better, but he can latch onto that white identity in America and abroad to be a part of this particular power structure. And like she talked about with the census numbers, they have an understanding that identity is finite. Like it can literally die off, right? Well, whereas the black identity they created for us, it can't, because we're dominant, genetically dominant.
Africa's the fastest growing continent. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I think people have to pay attention. I think is a cause of a lot of their behavior. Like I'm a fan of the crush theory of like evolution and the way they evolve mentally, how they conquer, how they want to war, how they want to grab power at all costs. Because if you feel like I'm going out anyway, I might as well take everybody with me, the earth, the water, whatever. I'm gonna F everything up on the way out. And I feel like that's the energy, that's the lane that they're in right now. Like the type of Mitch McConnell, you be thinking like, how is somebody, a real person, really this evil or effed up? Like, damn, he really like this. Like, but
he's showing his true colors.
Exactly. And it's his own people dying too. So it's like, I mean, they can keep fighting for this folk supremacy, but they losing ground. While we understand, we transition, like we talk about pivoting. They still talking about code. I mean, we in the whole internet age. They talking about code. So like, it's not working for you. Like we gonna thrive. We've been through the worst.
Keep on making it.
So yeah.
Let's talk about something that is affecting the world globally, COVID-19. First, anybody ever had the shot yet?
No.
Thoughts about it? You want to take it?
I'm not.
No.
I may have to get it. I'm not averse to it. But I'm not convinced I need to get it yet either. I mean, so.
Yvette?
I will take it. I will absolutely, positively take it. I think it's the best shot we have of trying to achieve the herd immunity needed. And I think that for me, given my family situation, I want to be able to be as healthy as possible and be there for my family and friends. So I will do that. I take the flu shot. So that's the other thing. Some people who don't take the flu shot tend not to want to take any other shots that they don't have to. So for one, it works for me because I have that type of immunity where flu season comes around. College years, I used to get the flu all the time. And then I started taking the shot. And for me, everybody's different. Every individual's different. Absolutely. Every person has to make their own decision. But for me, it is very important. Mm-hmm.
Cohen?
I would take the vaccine just because I had COVID and I know how terrible it is. Like I have asthma. So if you got a pre-existing condition, Yeah, it could literally be a life or death situation. Like you got heart problems, high blood pressure, any of the things that especially, black and brown people tend to suffer with due to, poor health care and food conditions. Like, but we have a lot of mistrust for the vaccine because we generally had mistrust for the medical system in America.
It happened in the past.
Right. Yeah, how they do black women where they try to say like, your pain tolerance is higher or, like even like Serena Williams came out like you could be one of the most famous and richest black women in the world and still get substandard care. So there's such a deep mistrust for the medical system. Even though I think COVID is an equal opportunity virus, that's why I would take it, because if it has the power to crash the world economy, I don't think they're really thinking about individual little racial choices in this particular stance. Now, it gets to some stuff down the line, I'm tuning back in a little tighter.
Well, I guess part of it is that we don't even know if it actually can stop you from getting COVID at this point. I think Fauci has come out saying that that taking the vaccine, it hasn't been proven 100% that the vaccine will automatically exclude you from getting COVID. I don't know if anybody else has heard different or not yet.
It don't exclude you, but what it does is, they say is the worst symptoms won't affect you.
Oh, okay.
Like you have pre-existing.
So you can still get it, you just won't get as sick.
But it won't be as sick.
Okay.
Well, also transmission. I mean, in terms of being a carrier, that's the other thing. You may be okay, you may be asymptomatic, but it's who you're carrying it to.
Right.
And that's an issue.
I think I heard AstraZeneca, they are the only one that has that if you take their vaccine, that you cannot transmit it. Because if you're asymptomatic, that's what people don't know, and they're the people that are giving it to everybody. So I'm on the fence only because I have never gotten a flu shot, and I probably never will, and only because I know for a fact that my dad died from a flu shot and pneumonia shot, and ever since then it's just really, it's a personal choice, and I want people to understand that, don't look down on people if they decide that they don't want to do it, because maybe I'll change my mind. But I know that COVID is killing people. It's killing our people. Like you said, it's killing us a lot if we have pre-existing conditions. And, I want to live a healthy life. I want us all to live healthy. But, it's a choice that you have to make.
And like you said, I think, I feel exactly how you do. But, it's one of those things that I may change my mind too. After we see how this vaccine is affecting people and more people are taking it, because, there's stories of people getting other ill symptoms after taking the vaccine. I read an article about a healthcare worker that died shortly after taking it. I know my wife works in the medical field, and she took the first shot, and her arm, it looked like she had her muscle was growing out of her arm. She had this big, huge mass on her arm, and then it just went away after a couple of days, but we don't know what happened. So, there's a lot of uncertainty right now. And, but I think, I'm hoping that once it becomes readily available to all of us, a lot of that uncertainty will be addressed, and we'll all feel a lot better about it.
Black people, they want to see the first batch.
Yeah.
Let me get that shot. I'm going to take that second. We'll see that second go around.
So before we wrap up this discussion on politics, I want to give you all a quick 5-10 seconds. What do you want to, well, that's kind of hard, it's 5 or 10 seconds to get your thought out, but what do you expect or want out of this administration?
A prioritize of black, one of them being policing. I think he needs to do something more than consent decrees. He needs to go much further than Obama went, because he has the wind at his back now. There's no excuse. We put him in office. He owes us that, and that's a deliverable that we can all benefit from. So I want to see something with meat where cops no longer have impunity to run around and kill us. If that can come across clear to them, I'm happy. I want more than that, but that's a good start.
It's a good start.
That's a very, very tough question. And like you said, prioritization of the Black community and what we are facing and putting down on the table. But don't forget, and I want to leave people more with this, is that there's also a court that has been, one could argue, stacked and packed. So whatever he does, even if it rams through Congress, and that's challenged with the Senate, because it's 50-50, and you might not hold all 50. You got to know the politics of that. You've been watching what's going on with certain senators in certain states, that they're not going to hold the line, and Schumer, Leader Schumer can't go down the line, but just recognize that there's a court that's going to have a final say as well. But at the same time, I do want to see that prioritization of racial and social justice issues under his administration, and make that at the forefront, particularly the Civil Rights Division in the Department of Justice.
I think you should get rid of the filibuster, number one, and I think they should add another Supreme Court justice. Yeah, actually, four more. Yeah,
four more. I agree with everything everyone here said. That kind of took my thunder. The president can only do but so much without the other bodies agreeing and falling in line. But what I'm anxious to see is we've had 4 years of incompetence and just immaturity at that level. So I'm just looking for grown-ups actually making grown-up decisions and acting like grown-ups. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Well, I'll say yes. It's time to do some grown man and grown woman things in the White House. Well, that wraps us up for talking about some politics, but we'll be right back, so stay tuned. Hi, I'm Micheline Bowman, and this is ECL. ECL is the premier virtual marketplace for vendor networking and partnerships in today's market. ECL's customized platform design was created for your virtual event planning needs in mind. Webinars, product demos, and access to vendor booths are just a few clicks away. Our latest project supports the HBCU Collective, which brings together businesses to connect, support each other, and partner with their fellow alums, while raising money for the Alumni Association. Take a look around and get to know ECL.
My name is Reva. I'm the creator and owner of Inner Diva. I offer makeup services for all occasions, weddings, divorces. You're going out with your girls, you can hit me up. I also have a lip gloss line, Diva Glosses. They come in 6 shades. You want them lips to be popping? Get you some. I can be found on Facebook and Instagram at Inner Diva.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to On the Scene with Micheline. Now, my next guest, I'm just going to say this, that my heart is overwhelmed with excitement and joy because I get to sit down and introduce to you someone who has gone viral from his song, I Just Want to Live. Does that song sound familiar? Well, if it doesn't, how about this face? I'm going to bring on the incomparable Keedron Bryant to the show because he, again, is living through his viral song, I Just Want to Live. So welcome, Keedron, to the show. Hey, Mr. Keedron.
Hi.
When I say my heart is overwhelmed, my heart is overwhelmed because every time I say your name or I think of that song, even though it takes us back to a dark time in our history, your song was so uplifting and so inspiring. And I know, you've been viral for it, talking about it forever, but now you got to talk about it because you're on the scene. So take us back to that day and how that song came to be for those who don't know.
So, I Just Want to Live came about, was around the time when George Floyd, and the murder of George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery. And, that's when my mom got the lyrics to I Just Want to Live. God gave her the lyrics and she wrote them and she gave the song to me. And she told me to go upstairs and pray over them and go to God first to ask him to give you power and strength to deliver the message in a right way. So that's what I did. And I went back downstairs and I said, I'm ready to record I Just Want to Live. And we recorded on the cell phone and we posted it social media and it just went viral and it reached millions and millions.
So when you woke up the next day after knowing you were viral that same day, did it do something for you inside? I mean, you're a teenager, so social media and going viral, that's a big deal. How did it make you feel?
Just like to be able to, because this is like my second time going viral. So the first time I went viral, it was like surprising, like, okay, so what does this mean? But then the second time, it was a way bigger kind of viral. It was just like from celebrities, that I didn't even know. I had to look up some of them to like know them. So, I was just so grateful and thankful for all the opportunities and the encouragement that I've been getting.
I love how you say you had to look up some of the celebrities to see who they were because they were old folks like me and Keedron. What you trying to say?
No, ma'am.
They want those young ones. But look, I did my research and my homework on you, and I'm like, wait a minute, that is the same young man when I saw your first Bible video, and I had no idea. I'm like, oh my gosh, your voice. Where does that voice come from? It's a powerful, soulful voice. Where does it come from?
Well, I've been singing since I was 5 years old. So I've always just had a passion for music, and I started singing in church. So that's where I got my like soulful sound. I sung in the choir, and because my parents are ministers, so I was raised in the church and I grew up there. And I sung at school and plays and games, sports games and stuff like that. And so through the years, I just always sung. But at 7, that's when I took it serious, and I just really started practicing and just trying to get better and better. And through the years, I just progressed and just kept growing in my gift.
I love that through the years, like, you're an old man here through the years. But the great thing about it is God has given you that voice and that talent. And through your voice and your music, you have touched so many lives. I mean, your song has become like the anthem for healing the world. How does that make you feel when someone says that your song has healed them?
First, I just always just thank God that I have this voice. Just a type of voice that everybody says that they hardly even hear a lot. And I'm just so grateful for that. And it just makes me feel really good when people tell me that, and when they say that, I'm just like, it does, like, really. But then I also think like, yeah, I know it does that, but it just doesn't hit me at the moment. I have to really like think about it. And but I'm just so grateful. I just always try to stay humble and not try to get a big head, and you know.
No. Well, we're in this pandemic. So up here in the DC area where we are, the kids your age are probably going crazy. They can't do much. They have social media. Like, what are you doing right now to cope with what's going on with the crazy pandemic right now?
I just like I have school, so that kind of keeps me busy. I run track, so that kind of keeps me busy too, but also interviews. But I in my like free time, I'll probably, like get on my phone sometimes, or I just play a game, or I just talk to my sister or call some people. Or sometimes I just like, like listen to music and just calm down and like just free my minds a bit, or just sit outside and go for a run or something
I
like
love it. Oh, now speaking of music, who are you listening to? Who do you like?
that. I love
And not to put you on the spot because I don't want everybody to go, well, wait a minute, he didn't say me.
um I love gospel music, so my favorite gospel artists are I would probably have to say like Kirk Franklin and Marvin Sapp, and um it's another one, Landria Johnson, and
He's amazing.
yeah, and Jacqueline Carr and Kalante Gavin. Those are like my top favorites. And then my favorite like R&B soulful ones are John Legend, Jennifer Hudson, Beyonce, and that's yeah, and also I think it's another one I like, yeah, and then it's my rappers.
Uh-oh.
But like I only listen to like rap a little bit.
Okay.
So it's like I listen to Quavo. And also my singers. I have to add another one. Justin Bieber is one of my
Okay.
favorites too. And yeah, so it's Quavo and NLE Chop. I listen to one of those.
I'm
Yeah,
telling you. So you got the whole genre of music going on. So we're going to put it out there into the universe that if you have not collabed with these people and you have not met them, that God's going to make sure that you do, because
yes,
they need to be collab. They need to be calling you on the phone and asking when you're going to be on their songs. That's how I
yes.
look at it, because they need to come up from you, because you've already come up. How are your friends reacting to what has happened with you being viral? I mean, this is your second time.
It's my friends are they're always just like surprised, and but some of them knew that I can sing already, but they just never knew that it would happen like so fast and my career would kick off. And they would always say you're gonna be famous one day, and so I just always think about that, and I just always decided to not like leave them behind, and I knew that those are my friends when I wasn't famous, and then trying to like act so Hollywood, and I'll just leave them. So I still talk to my friends once in a while. So it's just so encouraging.
I love that. So let's talk about the music side. So you recorded your EP. So what was that process like? Like, who are some of the people that you're working with now?
I work with Dem Joints. He's my producer, Dwayne Abernathy, and I'm signed to Warner Records. It's a record label, and Umawa. And also I I've collabed with El Yellow Pain and Simba on with Simba. I did a collab with for American Skin the movie, and then I did just a song with another rapper. And so I've been working with a lot of people, and it's a lot of big collabs to come up soon. So just stay tuned for everything.
I'm going to like this. Stay tuned. We got to stay tuned. So what's next for you in your future? I mean, you are a teenager, hopefully the world will open back up and you'll be able to get back out there. Would you like to do some touring? You like to do some concerts? What do you see yourself doing? Let's just say the world is back open. We're going to speak it into existence. What's next for you?
I would like to do like some touring around the world, and just like
Who's on your ticket? Who's on your ticket? I want to know. Who you putting on that ticket? Your headline.
Y'all on the tickets, and I don't really know. Of course, like my family members, my fans would probably have to buy one because I can't like pick out of everybody.
Everybody can't get a ticket.
Yeah, that's
So,
like so like people that are close to me. Yeah.
So, who would you like to collaborate with right now? That's on the R&B. Let's start an R&B person, and then I want to know a gospel artist you like to collab with.
Like one.
Like anybody. Who would you like to like sing a song with or have them join you?
I would like
to ask that because with you being in the music business, you have a gift, a voice, and they do too. And I always like to know when people are born with their talent like you are, who's somebody that they would want to stand on stage with and sing a song or duet?
I would like to sing a song with and collab with John Legend, because he's such an idol, because I want to be an EGOT and he's an EGOT and he plays the piano. So I like all those different fields. So definitely him, and I would like to collab with Jennifer Hudson and Beyonce and
all your favorites.
Yeah. And then
no, go ahead.
Oh, and then my gospel artist, I would want to collab with Kirk. That's like, so I'm going in order. So my top one is Kirk Franklin, and my second one is Marvin Sapp, and third one, Jacqueline Carr, and then fourth, Landry Johnson, fifth, Clonte Gavin. So, yeah.
I love it. Now, I like how you said EGOT. You already claimed that that's what you're going to be. I love that.
Yeah.
That personality to say, look, John, you got it, but I'm going to get it too, which is so important. So music, what instruments do you play?
I'm actually starting piano lessons next week to learn how to play the piano. I kind of like can play a little bit of chords, but not like a full song though. But I'm learning to play the piano, and also I play like drums.
I like how you play it good, or you just kind of play them in the air. You play real drums or just in the air?
I play real drums.
So family life, what has changed with you and the whole family life with all this stardom around you? I mean, I can tell from just talking to you, you are a really genuine, your spirit, your energy is going to take you far because like you said, you are humble. And I pray that God keeps you there and allows you to grow as time, not the whole industry comes in at you and wants to grow you up faster. But how is your family taking into all this? Because I'm sure they have stardom too because of you.
Yes. My family is definitely taking it very well. We're all just trying to stay humble and just trying to grow with each other and learning new stuff in the industry, especially with me. And just having a good time to travel around the world with each other. So we're doing good.
Okay. So have you got any awards lately? Anything like that you can share with us? Because I'm sure with all your success, someone's coming at you.
Um, I don't know like big awards, but I have gotten like some good awards. Like I don't know about like the award shows, like
You going on award shows.
yeah. But I am an official NAACP member.
Yes.
So I got that award. I have it on my plaque back there, and also I think this was like last year. No, this was in 2019. I think I got the Youth Male Vocalist of the Year, and I got, I think it was intelligent. I think it's intelligent musical award that I got from this organization, but I haven't got like a big award yet. But I think I'm hoping that I get nominated for one.
You will. So I want to ask you a couple of serious questions. You wake up every day as a young Black man, and with the way the world is going on right now, when you wake up, like what types of thoughts do you have just to make it through the day, knowing how society views African Americans?
I just always just try to have faith in who I am, and just to know that I am Black in America, and it's so hard to be. Well, it's not hard. It's a lot of restrictions when you go outside and you step outside and you see different races and you see police officers and stuff like that. And you just feel targeted when you step outside, and that's really not it's really bad to just for us to feel like that every time. But I always just try to keep faith and hope and keep my head up and not just try to, well, don't talk to me, I'm just want to keep moving. But I just try to always just have faith and hope and just try to keep positive vibes always.
Okay. You are so inspiring. Any last words you want to leave with us before we wrap it up?
Well, I just want to say thank you all for having me on this show. And I'm just so excited for everything that's going to come for y'all and also myself. And make sure you go check out all my songs on all digital platforms and download and stream it, and stay tuned for more.
Yes, and see, I'm not going to ask you to sing. Maybe offline I'll be singing. I just want to live. If I start singing, I don't know. I think the screen might start dissolving. Doing that. But I do want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, Keedron. I wish you all of God's success, because I know that you were born with a purpose, and that moment was not a coincidence. Your mother writing that song, giving it to you, and God allowing the air to fill into your lungs, and you put your stamp on that. That song is literally that stamp with your name on it. So when people go anywhere, they can never even think of those words. I just want to live without thinking about Keedron Bryant. So to that, I say thank you for being you.
Thank you.
Success. All right. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
For which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I just wanna live. God protect me. I'm a young Black man
I'm being haunted and afraid. My people don't want no trouble. We've had enough struggle. I just wanna live. God protect me. I just wanna live. God protect me. So many ain't no situation big enough you can't deal with it. No matter your circumstances, you just gotta be real with it. It's on you. Ask yourself what you gon' do. Today is your day. It's gon' go your way. Major plays. Oh, you got this. But you know that already, don't you? All you gotta do is say to yourself, hey self, you're awesome. But you know that already, don't you? Everybody kinda fed it's a trip. Kinda difficult to see who your friend is. They live life through somebody else's lenses. They try to break down all your defenses, but not you. Let them know they can't break you. Today is your day. It's gonna go your way. Major play. Oh yeah, you got this. But you know that already, don't you? All you gotta do is say to yourself, hey self, you're awesome. But you know that already, don't
You know what, babe? It is such a beautiful night tonight, and you are looking amazing.
Well, thank you, honey. I think that we should have a toast to Spotlight over the city.
I think we should. As a matter of fact, why don't you tell the people a little bit about Spotlight over the city?
I'd be glad to. It's my favorite show, and I hope it's yours too. Spotlight over the city. Catch us every Thursday from 7 to 8:30 p.m. via www.spotlightoverthecity.com. You can follow us on Instagram at Spotlight Over the City. You can find us on Facebook, Spotlight Over the City, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Spotlight Over the City TV, y'all.
Yes, indeed. And it's also on Twitter. Don't forget Spotlight Over the City.
Hey, how you doing? Oh, you look good tonight. Do you like how I look? You know, it was styled by Amani Maisha, the lifestyle lounge you told me about. I got this from her. And of course, thanks to you again, my face inner diva. I'm ready to go. You?
Thanks so much for joining us. You have now been on the scene.
Play the beat, dog. Play the beat, dog. Let's do the verse. Hey. I know your eyes in the morning sun. I feel you touch me in the pouring rain. And the moment that you wander far from me, I wanna feel you in my arms again. And you come to me on a summer breeze, keep me warm with your love. Then you softly believe, and it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? Is your love? How deep is your love? I really mean to learn, 'cause we living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. We belong to you and me. I believe in you. You know the door to my very soul. You're the light in my deepest, darkest hour, yeah. You're my savior when I fall. And you may not think that I care for you, when deep down you know inside I really do. And it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? Is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to learn, 'cause we living in a world of fools, breaking us down, yeah, when they all should let us be. We belong. One more time, y'all. Well, how deep is your love? How deep is your love? I really mean to learn, 'cause we living in a world of fools, breaking us down, yeah, when they all should let us be. We belong to you, and deep is your love. Good night, good morning, y'all. We are the round of applause band, y'all. I go by the name of Day Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Stay in love. If it feels real, then it is real, y'all.